Hey people of the interwebs, it is Q with another scuba diving adventure. 20 minutes after 7 o'clock on a Saturday morning, and I haven't been diving for 2 weekends now. I feel as though my gills are drying out, so I'm really looking forward to getting down to the coast today and getting in the water and blowing some bubbles. Gordon, my dive buddy, will be there, and hopefully one or two others will show up as well. And I think Kings Beach boat ramp will be the dive site of choice based on the weather conditions. But I guess we'll have to wait until we get down to the coast to find out if that guess is right. Kings Beach boat ramp was our dive site of choice on this day. And it was also the recreational area of choice for a lot of other people enjoying this fantastic weather in Caloundra. As I got in the water, I couldn't ask for anything better than these surface conditions. Flat, calm, no waves, no current, and from what I could see, reasonable viz.
There's a boat coming in.
As I was saying, Kings Beach boat ramp was pretty busy, and it is a boat ramp, so as divers entering at that point, we've got to get out of the way of boats. This guy, however, came in really hard and didn't even bother to lift his prop up. It just bang, bang, bang on the wooden slats.
Holy dude.
As it turned out, it was just Gordon and I diving this day. So we decided to drop in early into just 3.1 meters of water, which is 10 feet. Once we hit the deck, I checked that Gordon was okay and took a heading, and we set off in search of adventure. At the very first sandy patch, I decided to stir up some of the bottom, and this attracted our fishy friends, the goatfish. These are, of course, fusiliers, but we like to call them goatfish because once you attract their attention by stirring up the bottom, they will follow you around for the whole dive, hoping that you'll stir up some other stuff. Usually it's the dominant fish that comes in first to check us out and see what's available, make sure that we're not going to be attacking him or his family, which he then proceeds to bring in afterwards and say, hey guys, these are going to supply some food as they kick up the silt and sediment from the bottom. Let's follow these guys. Somebody else was having a good feed. I'm not sure what creature had eaten this, but it certainly made a meal of it and left nothing for anybody else. At this point in the video, I'd just like to say hi to all of the people who are marine aquarists who watch my videos. I just thought I'd throw this bit in here for you so you could have a look at some of the smaller tropical reef fish in their natural habitat. Although the water does look quite murky, we actually did have about 8 meters of visibility on this dive. That's a beautiful looking fish. That would look great in a marine aquarium. Coming around a corner, I came across this beautiful big painted cray. This guy, I would estimate maybe a couple of kilos in weight at least. But he was in a hole that wasn't quite big enough for him, and as I came in with the camera, he got very skittish and shot off, but tried to get into a hole that was already occupied by another cray of around about the same size. He obviously doesn't want to get too far away from his hidey hole. And that sound you can hear is the antenna of the cray scraping against the camera housing. There were a lot more skittish creatures on this dive, and I didn't even see this flathead until he decided to move out. Checking out a fish I hadn't seen in this area before, I disturbed the ray that was having a sleep in the sand. I'm not sure who was more surprised, the ray or myself. But this is the fish that I was interested in getting footage of, and I have to approach slowly at first because I don't know what kind of temperament the fish has got, whether he's going to be skittish or whether he's quite happy to be photographed. This fish is a bottom feeder. You can see his little feelers going into the sand and testing to see if there's any food down there. Size-wise, this was pretty much from your wrist to your fingertips of a fairly big-sized hand. Quite an interesting fish. I'd like to learn more about this guy. Apart from finding day-glow pink frisbees, my dive buddy Gordon also found these two beautiful cowrie shells. And just for the eagle-eyed viewer, you will notice in this video when I'm using my finger for size comparison, sometimes there's a glove on and sometimes there isn't. That's because I actually combined Saturday and Sunday's dive footage into this one video because there wasn't enough from each dive to create a decent length video for you guys. Here's another beautiful cowrie shell, this one a lot smaller than the other two we'd seen. Turning around another corner, I came across these striped catfish, and they tend to live underneath these overhangs or in little caves. Quite a shy, retiring fish, but you don't want to provoke them because they can be quite nasty. Just moving around to the other side to get a better angle on them with the way the light was coming in that day. I wonder, with them living this close to each other, if arguments ever break out. I spotted another ball of them, and this time out in the open. Getting closer, I can see quite a few of these catfish have a parasite on them. And I was also wondering why they don't go to the cleaning station for the wrasse to clean off the parasites. But I'm guessing it must be because they socialize in these balls and the wrasse works on an individual fish when it's cleaning. So never the two shall meet. Maybe the catfish clean the parasites off each other, I don't know. But the wrasse cleaning station was just around the corner. You can see the wrasse doing the dance, indicating, hey, you know, anybody wants to clean, assume the position and I will clean you. But as a diver, I don't know what position I'm meant to be in, so I guess I'll have to go home and clean myself. Looks like we got here just after a fight had broken out. Some marine animal had snipped off the foot of the sea star. Now, the sea star will survive, it will regrow the snipped off foot, and also in some species, a whole new sea star can grow from the foot itself. I'm not sure if that's the case with this particular species. At this point in the dive, we turned around and started heading back to our exit point, and the marine life got a little bit smaller from here. Here's a really tiny soft coral just beginning its life. I'd be interested to see this grow over the years, but finding the same spot in the ocean twice, well, that's a lucky break if you can do it. I also came across a nudibranch that I'd not seen before. This one was first catalogued only as recently as 1987. Here's another little shrimp living in his hull. Actually, he was quite big, probably around about the size of your palm, but very camera shy. I did say things were getting smaller as we headed back to the exit point, but this proved to be the odd one out. We've seen a lot of sea cucumbers in my dive videos, but this one was huge. It was longer than my forearm and almost as thick. However, trying to get an angle of the camera where I could put my arm into view for comparison in the surge in the shallow water proved to be quite difficult. But I think you can take my word for it, it was very big for a sea cucumber. After 70 minutes of dive time, we hit our exit point perfectly. Our maximum depth on this dive was 6.6 meters, which is 21.7 feet. The water temperature was 24 degrees Celsius, which is 75 degrees Fahrenheit, and the viz was 8 meters or 26 feet. If you've enjoyed this scuba diving adventure with Q and you'd like to see some more, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, leave a like on the videos you do like, and leave your comments in the comment section. As soon as I see those, I'll get back to you. Thanks for watching, and take it easy.